Good morning, everyone. I'm Chetna Alat, founder of Justvocates Law Journal, and along with me in conversation today, we have Advocate Swanendu Chatterjee with us. Advocate Swanendu Chatterjee is a managing associate at Luthra and Luthra Partners, a premier full-service law firm. He was enrolled as an advocate with the Bar Council of West Bengal in the year 2013, and currently he's an advocate on record designated by the Supreme Court of India. Sir has a vast experience of 7 years, and he has experience in the field of constitutional law, civil law, taxation law, insolvency law, arbitration, and litigation, uh, and that too in both jurisdictions, which is domestic as well as international jurisdictions. So, thank you, sir, for joining us today. Hoping this conversation to be knowledgeable and an inspirational one. So, sir, moving to my first question, what inspired you to pursue your career in the legal field?
Uh, Look here, Chetna. You see, as I have mentioned on earlier occasions, uh, the first inspiration, if you see, speak about it today, maybe it was a mere or sheer coincidence that I happened to see my father, who's a designated senior advocate in the Calcutta High Court, day in and day out, preparing for the cases, and the terminologies getting stuck to my ear. And you see, and I saw clients coming day in and day out, problems getting discussed. The hard work which is there, as well as the glamour, both struck me at a young age. So I did at that young age I didn't understand what advocacy is, but I seriously did understand. It is like representing a person in front of somebody and seek justice or redress. When I grew up, I understood that there is something called a court of law, justice. Then there are different hierarchies: trial court, high court, tribunals, and all. By the time I was in 10th standard, I knew the difference between a high court and a tribunal. That's where you come. That's where you get a mere advantage being a second generation as such. But there is no such difference. Hardly a difference between a first generation and a second generation. Maybe to grasp those terminologies, you would rather work a bit hard, but unless and until you have it in yourself, even though you're 10th generation, you can't do anything. You will get a push. Like there will be several Jagmohan Dalmias who will push thousands of Saurav Gangulys. But only one person will become Saurav Ganguly or Rahul Dravid. A, Having a godfather does not guarantee success. So, like being a first generation, second generation, of course, second generation does get a bit of leverage. I'm not saying that. But when you are practicing in the parent high court, now look at my career, my trajectory. I never practiced in Calcutta. I chose to come to Delhi, where I don't have any contact. Neither my father had, nor I. Everything which I have today is due to God's grace and due to the hard work or perseverance and the support which my interns, my clients, my well wishers, my friends, my siblings give me. So, like that is the by God's grace I have come here. That is how I choose to I choose to go on. An inspiration, you can say, like my father was the first inspiration to take a professional career and to be a counselor or an advocate. I was still unsure when I entered the chamber, my late seniors chamber. When I started working with my late senior, I found and started visiting the court, started watching the proceedings. Then I realized what it means, what it takes, and the glamour attached to it and the hard work. Everybody sees and is itched to the glamour of this world. But one should also see the amount of hard hard work you put in. There are no Sundays, there are no Saturdays, there are no vacations. The flip side also should be seen. No? Can't have the cakes without having to see the place where the cakes are prepared. So basically, you have to see the kitchen also. In the kitchen, there are no holidays. In the mind, you have to spend sleepless nights for cases of those teacher, and of course, there should not be any difference between a paying client and a non-paying client. Getting justice should be evident and should be the end point. So that is where the inspiration came in, coupled with the genes which I carry, and that is how I it was a path and a sheer, I would term it as a sheer luck and God's grace, and which allowed me to follow this trajectory and reach place.
Thank you, sir. It is a wonderful journey till now. So, moving forward to the second question. So, what has your experience been working in various courts as well as several corporates till now? And what were the past learnings that helped you reach heights?
The first thing which I learned from my experience, I would like to say that everybody should learn from their experience, right? Unless and until you do mistakes, or you commit mistakes, you won't learn. Like what to say in court, how much to say in court, how should you prepare your draft, what to write in your draft, and how much to say, what documents to put. All these count. So on day one, you won't know, but after 3, 4 cases of the same nature, you would know how to project your case, how to protect the interests of your client. It is not a case that every time you will succeed, but the client sees the effort you put in. Success is momentary. Success is also subjective. It depends on the pen is in the hand of the judges. One judge sometimes on some days the judge might can differ with. It's not that you underperform. It is that it's the luck of the client. See, it is the client who brings the luck with him. A very bad case can have a terrific result, which in your opinion should not have been. Even on the flip side, a very good case on merits can meet a disastrous result. We see day in and day out. So my point is, whenever we prepare, so let's start by drafting, or let's start by how to read a file or papers. Like, do not give oral advices on telephones. You hardly see the papers. If somebody asks you a proposition and you want somebody asks a judgment, okay, fine. But based on documents, one should not give. So there is a like doctors tell their patients, please come to my chamber. I want to check you out before prescribing any medicine. Same should be done by us. It's not about fees. People feel that advocates, well, if you go to advocates, they will charge exorbitant amount of fees. No. You have to go and speak to the lawyer. Tell him about your problem, like you tell a doctor. Listen until you tell him, you show him the papers. It's not possible to give a proper advice, and it's unethical to give a proper advice. Then we go on to the drafts. You read each and every paper and read each and every line. Be sure on each and every proposition you put forward. It cannot be thrown into the wind. So be meticulous, be thorough, and then while arguing, like my senior said, used to say rather, do not open your mouth too wide in the door. If you open, you will suffer. So, and the law and the principle of ethics say, put your best case forward. While you are for the respondent, until and unless you are asked to respond, do not say anything on your own. These are the basic traits which you need to follow to become somewhat successful a counsel. and always depend on hard work and your research. Every time you won't face a junior counsel or a counsel who will be standard. Sometimes you will face a designated senior counsel also from the other. So that time, what will do not crumble under fear. You have to understand that, see, the court will hear him more and hear you less, maybe, because he has achieved that standard. So maybe what he puts forward prima facie may appear to be right. But if you are thorough on your research and with respect to the like work you have done and have read the file properly, then you can put your best case forward and leave it to the judges. You see, a senior advocate will be very thorough on the research and judgments. It is equal. Maybe yes, even somebody might say that the proposition which comes to the mind of a senior counsel is your mind. But that's how you have to train. You learn how to learn from your mistakes. Sometimes a very pathetic loss to a senior counsel will teach you how to research further. Take it up your sleeve and ensure that next time it doesn't happen. Read the draft meticulously before you do not have grammatical errors or errors, spellings, or sentence. Keep your sentences short, lucid, and have and have it in mind that one should speak correct English, not grammatically wrong. These are the basic few traits which you need to have to gain somewhat success, and rather other traits of success like money, power, and everything, those come with age. Those come with more.
I completely agree with you, sir. So, moving forward, how has being an advocate on record benefited you apart from other achievements? And is there any memorable cases? And if you can share a few takeaways from that.
You see, being an advocate on record, see, like I told you, I'm from Calcutta and I settled in Delhi. If
Yes, sir.
one has to practice in Delhi and especially Supreme Court among other courts, one has to stride forward and decide very early in his career whether he or she wants to be an advocate. Now, some people might tell you, I want to be a counsel. Now, then, not a like it's not a thing to say, but it's a thing to believe. You must be sure of your feeder high courts or your parent high courts, right? But for a then you need an advocate. Then for practicing in Supreme Court, you need an advocate on record. You will file your case. And again, coming to that, an advocate on record is not a notary that he will just sign and file your cases. No. He or she will read the matter. That's how the duty starts. Counsel only places the case. But if the drafting goes haywire, and I have seen such instances, in fact, the Supreme Court in its judgment of R.P. Goel, Dr. Chauhan had unequivocally stated that you see, the office of an advocate in record cannot be. And you see, being an advocate on record helps you to have a fair idea of constitutional law, administrative law, here, and lead you to an objective thinking. Not that other people do not have such idea of objective thinking, but if you at such a young age, normally what like an AOR, an average age of an AOR is around 30, 35, maybe 32 also, depends. So at that age, to have a fair bit of idea and thinking and to carry on, you get a basic ground. Like some of the clients won't have that monetary backing to the senior. You get a chance to argue and put forward your skills. You hone your arguing skills apart from your drafting skills. Advocate on record is an officer of the Supreme Court. Like an advocate is an officer of the court. An advocate on record, especially, is an officer of the Supreme Court. He is responsible to the registry and the court. That is how it has benefited. It has benefited me up to date. Like it has given me some amount of confidence. Okay, if I'm drafting something, I'm drafting with confidence. I'm understanding and Supreme Court in system, and by taking a test on merit has designated me. So yes, there is some amount of there is something in me which the Supreme Court has seen and tested that the past percentage is only 11 to 12%. The leading seniors of the bar correctly set the papers and check the papers. So that is a confidence which you gain, a standing which you get, and an aura which you feel. But that is not enough. You have to strive forward and work forward. Memorable cases you see, are many. Like I have told me on many such occasions that everything said and done, Mozambique will be very my heart. Since it was my first case, like being jolly lonely, like an unnamed council gets better off. A named there. It is always very close to my heart, and there are other memorable cases also where I feel every case has some history, but Mozambique shall remain very close to my heart because you see, people were it became a base for labor for workmen under no under like for companies under liquidation or under IBC insolvency regime, what to get and what not to get for those companies. So yes, that's a case for which I feel that God was great, wherein I got the opportunity to cash in and present the case on behalf of these 2,500 workmen.
Thank you for sharing this us today. So, sir, recently you have been awarded the Top 100 Lex Falcon Award 2020 held by Lex Top World Conference. Heartiest congratulations from all the members of Justvocates Law Journal to you. So, what has been the positive aspects, according to you, that made you receive this award, and how did you remove or overcome the hurdles which came along in the path?
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you to your team of Justvocates. Now, these awards and everything, as you see, you know, our association has been quite far, and you know that especially with hardly bodies matters. It doesn't matter to me so much. Of course, it's an honor which I humbly accept, and I've humbly accepted it. But it does not go into my head as such. These are laurels which will come to your or come to you if you are honest to your profession, if you are diligent, and if you work hard, and if you and also if you follow advices of your seniors, you will get success. Recognition of of a successful person is also necessary, and I feel God was great that I received that recognition at this age. And you see, getting an award at a foreign jurisdiction and getting nominated among 100 among so many lawyers in Asia and Africa is no doubt an achievement in itself. But yes, you see, there are many such lawyers like me who might have deserved, I don't know how they struggled out or they did not get. But you see, somewhere or the other, it made an impact. You see, the kind, I was speaking about the Mozambique case and the other cases. You see, service to an advocate is a servant to the society, servant to the justice delivery system, officer of the court. Money comes, money, laurels, everything is secondary. First is service. It's not a business, it's a service. So I think I have served up to now the poor workmen in a proper manner, and it is their blessings and their good wishes which led me to this path. You see, My parents had toiled hard to get me over here. My senior probably blessed me. That's why in my speech in Dubai, I had mentioned his name. In fact, my father was there with me getting this award. It was more of his award than mine because his contribution to my life is nothing less than exemplary. And you see, this award has certainly put a mark on my CV, on my resume for the future. But it should not deter me or push me to an understanding that yes, I am the best. I'm one of the 100 few in the market. That is not the case. We have to fight forward here, work hard to maintain the standard. It's very easy to get the crown. It's very difficult to maintain the crown. Coronation has happened. I have to stick around and stick up. Now people will expect I'm no longer a dark horse. It's not a 1983 Cricket World Cup that India comes out of the blue and wins the World Cup. It's a thing that probably I was a 1983 dark horse, but now no longer a dark horse. The society has come to my reputation and has humbly recognized my efforts, full, and all of you have been a part of this journey. I don't know why, but all of you have been kind enough to allow me to be a part of your ventures. Respectively, I don't know how much I deserve it. Still you have made me, and this is how I see it, Chetna. Because nobody should be proud. Of course, one should take pride in his achievements, but not too proud to become overconfident and commit mistakes. It's very easy to go down. One should remember the lines of Julius Caesar. One should not fly so high, think that he's above the law. Then he or she will fall down so bad that it will crash.
Thank you, sir. So, how do you see yourself at Luthra and Luthra Partners, and how has your journey been there till date?
The LNL partners have been a memorable journey, and it's one of the top tier firms, as we know. Challenges are enormous. But you see, my partner has a great role to play in whatever I achieve. Of course, up to 2020, I never knew him. From January 6th, 2020 till date, my partner has been like my elder brother, and he has guided me towards many such practical nuances and helped me to reach some practical ideas. And was kind enough to allow me to argue in many such forums where normally people do not get an opportunity. Like in Bombay, Hyderabad, normally people don't. Those were all high stake matters. And my partner said, okay, doesn't matter. You are an advocate in court. You have a substantial experience, so you go ahead and do it. I believe you can. That belief is very important. That's what my partner believes in me. Uh, his name is Wasim. And Wasim sir has been instrumental in paving my career. And you see, I have a friend who's also a partner in Luca. He's also an award in this next Falcon, next top world. She's a friend and a mentor. The two of them have been kind enough to mentor me, help me, guide me to a life which is otherwise a bit tough, but at different from a normal chamber practice. Many a times you get tired and you get burnt out. But friends like them, seniors like them, mentors like them, do help. And of course, there are the constant support. The partners, uh, the entire team has been really kind enough to support and to guide. But these two people have been instrumental in shaping my career as a kid. In fact, these people are the reason for the R or probably the reason, one of the reasons why I'm here today. And if not entirely, but of course, some portion of my success I would like to owe to them.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to another question is that when you talk about your specialization, it lies in various fields of law. But coming to the specialty, we talk about litigation and arbitration. So, sir, what is the status of arbitration in 2021 and how do you think it should change in the coming years?
The question is in your question. The answer is in your question, Jay. We see India as an international arbitration. India is trying. We are trying hard. But you see so many. You see the example of Amazon dispute. One emergency arbitration award, and you see the level of challenges. See so many appeals. You will get tired of you foreign investor will ever accept so many steps in an appeal. High Court, there are two forums in the High Court. Then you go to Supreme Court again. You come back again. You go, and this is not a final adjudication. This is an emergency arbitration award, like an interim measure. You see the level of challenges. Unless and until we make it friendly, make it like only on the question of law, like a second appeal thing, and interference only on second. We have to imbibe a lot of international practice, like Singapore, Dubai, where you see the level of challenges are not so cumbersome and not so, and the statutory challenges are not in such a great result in great audit. Here, just look at the statutory challenges 34, 37, SLP. Yeah, if an emergency arbitration award like gets into so many challenges, then what will be the result of the final arbitration? Again, that same challenge. So, for finality of an arbitration award, will entail such amount of cost, will of course take so much of time. The ultimate aim and objective of an arbitration being less time consuming falls to the ground. You see ICC rules, you see Singapore rules. Is challenge can be one. There cannot be three challenges. Like for example, here if an arbitrator is a Supreme Court judge, technically speaking, his award is being scrutinized in some cases by a district judge. I'm not undermining the judicial levels. That is the practice we have. But you see what we are faced with. So arbitrary India and of course India has a great potential. The Delhi arbitration hub and the Jammu and Kashmir arbitration sector and everything coming up, and government trying to make legislative changes to the amendments to the arbitration act to make it free. Take for example, the BITS investment treaty. We all know how Vodafone unfolded, what challenges India had to face, and what loopholes did Vodafone pick. And the world knows more about our article. We have we both have written on that. So we are at least clear on that amongst others that what challenges India had faced and now the appeal is pending for the so see only one challenge. Thereafter no such challenge. Until and unless you have a investor friendly law or an investor friendly contract or a treaty, nobody is going to come and invest. Nobody is going to have a proper regime. Will fall flat on the ground. And our mediation sessions result in arbitrations. Our arbitrations result in a suit for in a complete litigable aspect and end up in cumbersome litigation. So, what we are getting to- so this process needs to undergo more legislative changes, and the bids treaties needs to be revamped, evolved to make it more investor friendly. India needs to take into account more such practices which are followed at the international level. I rather we both of us would urge the listeners to this session to read our article. I think it's a comprehensive one to at least to throw some light on how the Vodafone tussle unfolded in rising future. So that way, if both of us had tried to build on what we have and what we should have. So, listeners, we both of us would like to uh, tell you that please read that. We want to know. Both of us have tried our level best, although we don't know how much we have succeeded, but both of us have tried to put in somewhat effort.
Thank you, sir. And coming to the last question for this interview. So, sir, whenever we talk about your experience, you always mention the name of your late senior and how much he, motivated you throughout the past years of the former journey of yours. So, how do you still follow some guidelines or rules uh, from his part in the current aspect of life also?
To answer my question, first I do. You know that we have been associated for more than we had so many we had so many sessions like for the journal as well as so many articles we have.
So your voice is not audible.
Now is it audible?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah. So you see, we have we have had so many sessions for the journals and for the articles we had written back and forth, and several we exchanged ideas. So of course, anybody who have been aware, you are more than aware that how much I follow my seniors' teachings, my late seniors, and his words meticulously, reading cover to cover, not wasting time. Although I do not know where if I follow that path because I a lot of time. But I generally try to follow that. When I work diligently. And then, of course, being true to my conviction, honest to my not differentiating between clients and non-paying clients. It's an artificial distinction. It's very hard to draw a line because money motivates this level. But every time it does not, then you won't be able to sit for your AOR exam if money motivates. Every time. So when we write an article, we write it for the society. We write it for public at large to read, the readers to gauge. Like we should imbibe an idea, like what we should do. And he was a great man. You see, he was a great man with a lot of long span of life, 83, 84 years he has lived. He has seen from Keshavananda Bharati till 2017 till entry tax dispute. So he has seen a lot of things. The biggest constitutional challenges, the the Babri Masjid dispute, time when India was going through the drums. 1991, when the economy was opened up by Dr. Manmohan. He's seen it all. He had fought so many cases like we say he was starting from Keshavanda Bharati to AR Abdule to Babri Masjid to Al Faruqi, name of the case, and then we have SR Bomai to go the entry tax case and other cases like Delhi government and all. So he has like his cases are a tribute to his journey, and I was fortunate enough to be associated with him in so many 50 such matters and 10 such notable matters wherein I had an opportunity to travel with him, to be with him, to learn from him, and his teachings are always noteworthy. If you follow them in life as a counsel, or as junior lawyers, we have nothing but to success. Those are our treasures. Those are my treasures which I have put. Like nobody gets wealth from the senior, the teachings. Those are the actual. This is how we should carry on. And my trait of writing articles and contributing to whatever. I'm so sorry for pushing you so much for articles and all. But you see, those things and uh, those things and those that push comes from my late senior. And whatever, and you might call, and you might term it as a bad proposition. But you see, as a lawyer, we should contribute to the learning.
Thank you very much, sir. And once again, very, very congratulations to you on the recent award that you have just received. And I hope this interview is inspirational to the viewers and the listeners of Justvocates Law Journal. And if it is, don't forget to share it, subscribe, and like it. Thank you. Thank you once again.